I want to talk to you about karma and how that relates to chosen ones. It's a very multifaceted topic and can depend on cultural, spiritual, and narrative context. Let's go through it more clearly by breaking it down. Now, karma originates from Hinduism, Buddhism, and other Eastern philosophies. It refers to the law of cause and effect, where the actions, whether good or bad, a person takes in their life will have corresponding consequences in the future. In simple terms, good actions lead to positive outcomes, and bad actions lead to negative outcomes, even across multiple lifetimes. What you do bad in one lifetime may be made up for in a later lifetime. Karma, in the spiritual sense, is more than just the actions, it also has to do with the intentions behind the actions. Because people can't accumulate karma in this way and it can roll over, this is something that people must be mindful of. The balance of one's deeds. Good karma is accumulated through virtuous actions, while bad karma stems from harmful or unethical behavior. So now the chosen one is this common archetype, which is in mythology, religion, modern storytelling. The chosen one is typically an individual who's destined for a special mission, often to save the world, defeat evil, or fulfill a significant prophecy. The character usually possesses unique qualities or abilities that sets them apart from others. Examples from fiction include King Arthur, Harry Potter, Neo from The Matrix, or even the Buddha in certain interpretations. So now what about when a chosen one has karma? So what you will find is this. Chosen ones can and do actually have karma. They have personal responsibility because of their significant role, which carries a heavier burden. Their actions have far reaching consequences, meaning that their karma is amplified. They may face trials that test their virtue and their moral choices, often in pivotal ways, which determines the outcome of their journey. Their actions can directly affect not only their destiny, but also the fate of entire communities or even the world because of the importance of their role. So you can have positive and negative karma, and while chosen ones may do great deeds, there are also actions that create unintended consequences. For example, they might have to make sacrifices, causing harm to some in the pursuit of a greater good. These actions can still generate both positive and negative karma. In the narrative sense, the chosen one is forced to wrestle with this balance, as their path to greatness might require tough decisions, moral dilemmas, and facing the consequences of their actions. Ultimately, the story of a chosen one will lead to a path of redemption and transformation. The journey of the chosen one can be seen as one of karmic purification. The chosen one often starts off as imperfect or flawed through their actions, good and bad, and they will evolve until they're purified in the eyes of the universe or God. And their ultimate goal might be to break free from the negative karmic cycles, achieving some sense of enlightenment, balance, and victory over evil. You have destiny over free will here. A chosen one struggles with the tension between the two because of the fact that their story does have to be influenced in large part based on things which are meant to be. So they have to grapple with the karmic weight of their past actions, probably from previous lifetimes or even from their ancestors, right? When we talk about breaking generational curses, and so, in the context of the chosen one, karma is the sum of the character's actions and potentially their ancestors' actions and the inevitable consequences thereof, which are influenced by decisions, responsibilities, and choices being made as part of a shared destiny. The karma of the chosen one is often intertwined with their growth, these challenges, and the impact of their actions on the world around them. It's a concept of moral and spiritual evolution where the decisions create ripples and the shape will somehow affect fate and the fate of others. So we must therefore also consider the fact that a chosen one must also be careful because they are going to meet many people who do not have their best interests at heart, who may betray them, who may lie to them, who may cheat them. And so once the chosen one realizes that this person is on a dark path, they will have to choose to stay away from said person. No matter what kind of fondness or attachment they're going to have for that person, there comes a risk that their own karmic fate could become intertwined and tainted. The those who do evil, who do malice, may end up somehow through their association with a chosen one, um, still somehow inadvertently align them with karmic consequences of those evildoers. By interacting with them or even showing support, the chosen one might share in the fate and the karma of their actions because in many spiritual traditions, karma is collective. This is especially true if the chosen one is seen as condoning or enabling the wrongdoer's behavior, even if unintentionally. So trying to save an evildoer, while well intentioned, may have unintended consequences. So the chosen one, being a significant figure, could influence a larger group or even an entire society, depending on who they mix with. So showing mercy or forgiving someone who attacked them or committed atrocities is a form of validation of the wrongdoer's actions, because the wrongdoer has to atone and the wrongdoer has to pay and be punished accordingly with their actions. And sometimes the evildoers might even be trying to destiny swap with the chosen one as well, which is another issue that is of very serious consequences. So you have these moral ethical boundaries. So the chosen one, having this moral significance, is bound by a strict code of ethics. And so therefore, even if they give forgiveness, they must not be complicit. So while the chosen one may have the power to forgive those who do wrong, forgiving does not mean condoning or enabling the behavior. They may choose to forgive the traitors in their hearts, but still keep their distance. Boundaries. Knowing that aiding or abetting such individuals could send the wrong message, and the karmic consequences of mingling with the evildoers and being seen to the universe as some sort of complicity could have dire effects for the chosen ones. And so, therefore, forgiveness is an internal process, but physical distance is necessary to avoid being entangled in the evil that some are doing. Moreover, if the chosen one tries to help or support these evildoers, even if it's just to help them on a road to rehabilitation or recovery, that still may very well count towards sharing in negative karma, even though you're trying to seek justice, rightness, or balance, because of the fact that the evildoers have to face their own consequences alone. The chosen one is seen as interfering in that natural course and therefore can be penalized for that by God or the universe at large, because God wants the ones who have fallen from grace to achieve um, some sort of atonement and being back on the right path on their own. They have to make the choice. No one should be pushing them into the choice or helping them into the choice. They have to make this choice for themselves. And so, again, it's just all about not overlooking bad behavior, not in any way aiding and abetting, not in any way making life easier for those who have done terrible things. So the chosen one has to allow the wrongdoer to face the consequences of their actions, which is part of the karmic balance, and therefore the chosen one must not be seen as protecting the karmic in any way, shape, or form. There needs to be a detachment. There needs to be boundaries. There needs to be a wise separation. The chosen one, being a central figure of hope or light, has to understand that their personal sympathy or desire to help would make things worse, because they don't know necessarily that their actions are going to cause the proper consequence. It may make things worse, and other people may get hurt, and all of that responsibility would fall on the chosen one. So the chosen one has to, from a narrative sense at least, refuse to mix with or help evildoers in several ways. They have to protect their own spiritual path, their own spiritual rank. They have a unique spiritual destiny, and engaging with those who act contrary to that destiny or in bad faith could threaten their ability to fulfill their role. Thus, if they are destined to defeat a great evil by aligning to any other type of evil, would have an effect on their strength, clarity, and moral integrity. So the chosen one has to clarify boundaries. So therefore, the interactions with others, particularly those who have this troubling track record, they're going to have to refuse, and they have to show the audience that they are distancing themselves from the betrayal, from the violence, from the theft, from the stealing, from all of the bad conduct that will come from these wrongdoers. And therefore, the wrongdoers have to come to their own reckoning at their own time and go through their own journey alone. Therefore, it's entirely possible in both spiritual and narrative terms that if a chosen one associates with evildoers, then they could risk sharing in their fate. And this is why, even in the face of sympathy or forgiveness, no matter how well intentioned, the chosen one must avoid any type of intermingling, any type of helping this person to atone for their wrongdoings. They have to separate themselves completely, and it is for everyone's good. And God will usually send signs about this all the time. God and the universe will let you know that if you're a chosen one and you feel sorry for someone who just couldn't get it right, who couldn't make the right choice, then that's going to be on your head, whatever happens to you, and you may not even succeed in shepherding this person back to a state of atonement and eventually getting their life right. So you have to be very, very careful with that. It's your best not to interfere. If you like this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, well, it's a safe space. Oh, welcome. If you're returning, I'm glad you're back. I love you so much. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, blessings and protection. This is Woodman signing off. Have a great